Hey there, curious minds. Welcome to QuickLearn, where we turn brainy topics into bite-sized snacks of knowledge. If you're itching to pick up new skills, but don't have hours to spare, you've hit the jackpot. We're all about quick, impactful lessons that'll make you a genius faster than you can say complex systems theory. Ready for today's adventure? Buckle up, because here we go. So, today we're diving into complex systems theory. Ever wondered why your favorite app crashes right when you need it most? How ecosystems keep everything in check? Or why traffic jams seem to have a personal vendetta against you, even with perfect road designs? Fear not. We're about to unravel these mysteries with a splash of fun and a dash of humor. Let's use the acronym systems, that's SYSTEMS, to make sense of this tangled web. S is for self-organization. Picture this: you're at a party, and suddenly, people start forming groups based on who loves karaoke versus who thinks karaoke is torture. No one's in charge, it just happens. That's self-organization. Look for these spontaneous patterns in systems. For instance, notice how cars form lanes on their own, even without any signs. Spot these patterns to see how systems naturally sort themselves out. Y is for yielding patterns. Think of a flock of birds doing a synchronized aerial dance. Each bird follows simple rules, but together they create mesmerizing patterns. In complex systems, patterns show up over time. Ask yourself, what cycles or regularities do you see? For example, in the stock market, trends repeat, even if each trade is as unpredictable as a squirrel on a caffeine high. S is for systems thinking. Imagine you're zooming out from a microscope to get a bird's eye view. Instead of focusing on one part, look at how everything interacts. Think of your body, every organ is a team player working together. Ask, how does changing one part affect the whole? For example, changing one piece of a supply chain can create ripples like a cannonball in a kiddie pool. T is for thresholds. Think of a row of dominoes. Knock one, and they all fall. Complex systems have critical thresholds where tiny changes lead to big effects. Look for these tipping points. For example, a small increase in pollution can suddenly mess up an entire ecosystem. It's like when one more item tips your cart from manageable to I need help. E is for emergence. This is where the magic happens, how simple actions create complex outcomes. Imagine ants building a colony. Emergence means the whole is more than the sum of its parts. Ask, what new behaviors show up from interactions within the system? For instance, how individual consumer choices shape market trends is a great example of emergence. M is for modeling. To get a handle on complex systems, create models to simulate interactions. These could be physical, like a mini Eiffel Tower, or digital, like climate simulations. The trick is to capture the key features and test different scenarios. Ask, what assumptions are you making, and how might they affect the outcome? It's like chess. Plan a few moves ahead and anticipate different responses. S is for sensitivity to initial conditions. Ever heard of the butterfly effect? A butterfly flapping its wings in Brazil could cause a tornado in Texas. Complex systems are super sensitive to their starting conditions. A small change can lead to huge outcomes. For example, tiny errors in weather forecasts can lead to wildly off predictions. It's like a tiny glitch in a game that makes you lose all your progress. Let's tie it all together with an example. A coral reef ecosystem, nature's own complex system. Self-organization. Notice how the reef forms diverse habitats without any central planning. Yielding patterns. Observe how different species of fish and coral create patterns and relationships over time. Systems thinking. Look at how coral, fish, and water quality interact to keep the reef healthy. Thresholds. Identify critical points where changes, like rising sea temperatures, might cause big shifts in the reef's ecosystem. Emergence. Study how the actions of marine life contribute to the overall structure and function of the reef. Modeling. Create a model to predict how changes in water temperature or pollution could impact the reef. Sensitivity to initial conditions. Examine how small changes, like introducing a new species, can ripple through the reef's balance. By using systems, you've decoded the coral reef's complexity and understood how each part works together to create a thriving ecosystem. For those who want to dive even deeper into complex systems theory, check out these 3 fantastic reads. Complexity, A Guided Tour by Melanie Mitchell. Melanie Mitchell makes complex systems feel like a thrilling adventure, breaking down theories with engaging examples and explanations. The Self-Organizing Economy by Paul Krugman. Paul Krugman explores how self-organization applies to economics, offering insights into how economic patterns emerge naturally. Chaos, Making a New Science by James Gleick. Gleick's classic takes you on a wild ride through chaos and complexity, showing how small changes lead to unpredictable outcomes. It's like a roller coaster for your brain. And to leave you with some food for thought. Everything that is real is rational, and everything that is rational is real. George Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel. So, embrace the complexity, and remember that every tangled system has its own groove and logic. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into complex systems theory. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to QuickLearn, and drop a comment on what you'd like to explore next.